a few weeks ago, I had told myself that I wanted to record a YouTube New York Comic Con 2014 trilogy, because we all in the age of trilogy. So I said, I'm gonna make a NYCC trilogy, so it could be 3 separate videos, kind of one of before the con, one is during the con, and one being after the con, so I can kind of give my thoughts on what I expected beforehand and what happened at the actual con, and then or recording stuff while it's happening at the con, and then kind of my afterthoughts after everything's said and done. I did not get the chance to do the before, to do the before. Yeah, like honestly, I was on such a mission to get to New York that I didn't even, like, I kept thinking, at one point I said I'm gonna drive 2 hours. I stopped at Denny's for breakfast, and then I meant to grab the camera and put it on the dashboard and start recording, kind of give my thought process. But then I thought, what, I don't know, what are you gonna talk about before, what you expect? I mean, it's gonna be a 2-minute video. So since I'm gonna be there Friday and Saturday, I can do a Friday night recap, a Saturday night recap, and then a Sunday or Monday recap when I go back to Boston. So first and foremost, I am now sitting. So this is a horrible pose, but the picture that I took was only kind of the upper. Horrible lighting, and a dial I brought with me that actually I'm giving this dial to Greg G, who was cool enough to let me crash, or he's gonna let me crash at his crib from Sunday to Monday, so it extends my trip in New York from a Friday to a Monday, which is great. Monday's a holiday, I don't work, Greg doesn't work, so he was like, yo, crash at my crib. So I'm hooking Greg up with my very first this is the dial that when I finished this dial, I was like, yo, I can rock these out, I can kill these shits. Like, I was pretty confident after this dial. I think what gave me a lot of confidence was the look of that grate when I was done. I was like, man, that looks like a real grate. This is, obviously it's not one of my better dials, because it's one of my first ones ever, but it's still a pretty dope dial, and so I figured that Greg would appreciate a dial, and so I'm bringing this to him. I bought this Android 17 figure today at New York Comic Con. The Tamashi Flame Effects as well. I actually got it for $21, which I thought was a pretty good deal. And I also got this Ant-Man. So now I officially have 4 different sizes of Ant-Man, which is kind of dope. So yeah, man. So I'm here at it is Friday night. I guess this is the room I'm in Queens. What's up, y'all? And actually, they somehow put me right by the highway. So I think that says Queens. Anyway, so I'm here. It's Friday night. I'm back in my room, and I guess I can give you guys my thought, or give you a little bit of my day. I hit the road a little bit later than I wanted to. I wanted to leave at like 7. Ended up not being able to leave until about 8. But I actually was going pretty good. I was hitting 90 quite a few times in terms of keeping it safe, obviously, because I was, it was in the fast lane, and if the person in front of you is going at that pace and the person behind you, you can tell that that they're going at that same pace. So I was just kind of going at the pace of what everybody else was going, and it was pretty quick. So I got to New York. Overall, it took 3.5 hours. I stopped at Denny's for a little bit, about half an hour, so 4 hours altogether. Got to New York. Was gonna go to my hotel room that I had booked about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and to see if I can just park the car, because by the time I got to New York, it was 12 something, and check-in is until 3. Went to, not to check in, but to ask permission to see if I can park my car at the lot. Unfortunately, somehow my my reservation was canceled because apparently they inputted the credit card numbers incorrectly or something to that effect. I didn't get an email telling me that this happened, and so here I am, and the rate that I got the room at was basically I got it for a little less than $300 for 2 nights, and because I wasn't on, I didn't have a reservation apparently. The rooms were actually $255 a night, so I couldn't stay there. There's no way I could stay there, which was disappointing because now I had to go, kind of scramble for a room while trying to make Comic-Con on Friday. So that kind of threw me for a loop, man. Honestly, that threw my energy off. It really did, and I tried to kind of fight through it a little bit, and eventually I did. When I got to the con, I probably walked the floor about 2.5, 3 hours. And I was still a little bit bummed about that, because what happened is I had to come out of my pocket an additional $130 for another hotel for the 2 nights. So it was pricey, and so that $130 was money that was gonna go towards, action figures or T-shirts or whatever I was gonna, I had been saving up for this con since the beginning of the year, honestly. So that again, that kind of sucked, man. It kind of threw me off, and I tried to fight through it, and I guess it got the best of me. I was a little beat from the drive, so I only stayed at the con till probably about, I want to say 6:30. I think at 6:30 I made my way out. So I was there. I finally got to the con around 3. After kind of waiting for my room, and the confirmation wasn't come through yet because I had just booked it through Expedia, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna park near a train station. I parked near a train station. I took a risk. I put $1 in for an hour. And I was gone for many more hours than that. When I came back, there was no ticket. So I was like, word. So got to the con. I actually met Ty. Ty, he goes by Ty Star, I think, or Ty Figures. And he pointed me to where the fellas were, but I kind of walked around and I didn't see anybody. I walked around, various times. I was walking the floor probably close to 3 hours. So I didn't really see anybody. I also didn't make a huge effort of hitting anybody on Facebook either, which I guess I could have, but I didn't do that either. And again, my energy level was kind of low. I was a little disappointed. I don't know. I guess there was some stuff that I wanted to get, and now I had to kind of readjust that thinking and that wish list, because now it was $130 less. So, but anyway, got back to the room. Once I got to the room, I started feeling a little better. I'm gonna put it like this. This is gonna sound pretty. So this is one of them hotels that you can actually rent per hour. So you get the point. So I was disappointed as I was waiting in the lobby for them to kind of confirm. Somebody came in and rented it on the hourly, for an hourly rate. And again, I'm gonna call Expedia and kind of complain about that, because shit, but everywhere I looked, the rooms were too expensive. This was the best price I was gonna get. Once I got to the room, it's not a bad room, and honestly, it isn't. It didn't, it's clean. I checked it, and everything's on point. So I guess my spirits were lifted up a little bit once I got into the room, because I was like, all right, the lobby kind of looks dark, but at night when I came back, the sun was down. The lobby looked better because it was lit up. Whatever, man. Maybe it's just my own personal, OCD type of thing. But yeah, man, the room's not bad at all, and I'm cool with it. So wanted to bring out. And that's the other thing, is that I probably would have had a bigger haul for day 1, but I'm a little short on action figure money. Dun, dun, dun. But I did get, again, Android 17, which is a really, really dope figure. The flame effects, I got the Giant Man, and I still got a few bucks, so I can get a couple other figures tomorrow as well. But tomorrow's going to be more about hanging out with the guys and meeting everyone, and so I'm kind of looking forward to that. And that was kind of my plan. I kind of wanted, I guess one of the reasons I wanted to get a Friday and a Saturday pass is because Friday was going to be my day to just kind of you know, make my rounds, you know, go do a little shopping, read some stuff, and, you know, take pictures and all that other good stuff. And I did a bunch of that, which was cool. And then Saturday's gonna be my day where I'm just gonna be rolling with the crew, you know, rolling with the crew, and wherever they're going, I'm going. And I think afterwards we're all supposed to hit up a bar and have a few drinks, and that should be fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. So happy after day one. A little bit of a hiccup in the middle, but it was cool to be at the con. It was packed, but not overwhelmingly packed. And tomorrow I will definitely part 2 of this trilogy. And my whole thing is that the other thing that I was thinking about trilogy, because right now I'm looking at the timer and I'm almost up to 11 minutes, so I guess I can kind of extend and keep talking until I get to the 15-minute mark, because I guess 15-minute makes a good episode. If I have 3 15-minute episodes, you could say that's trilogy in my book. I haven't asked anyone, but it stands to reason. So if I get to 15 minutes, and I'm gonna get to 15 minutes on this, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bring up something else, just to, I can, you know, I'm at 11 right now, 11 minutes 10 seconds, 11 seconds. But yeah, the some of the stuff that stood out for me after day one, actually, that's good conversation, and it will take me to the 15-minute mark. The McFarlane figures for the Walking Dead series, I took some pictures and I actually put them on my Facebook account. But there's gonna be a couple new characters, some remakes of or updated molds of some other characters, and Carl's gonna have the can of pudding, which is kind of cool as a prop. So I'm definitely looking forward to those. I love the Walking Dead figures. They're not the most articulate. They're a little tough, but it's a real dope look. I think it's one of those, you know, that's one of those collections that I love to bring out during Walking Dead season, put away, and then bring out again. So, you know, we're gonna get a Herschel with the missing leg, you know, the leg's there, but, you know, with the crutches, and a couple other ones. So that's definitely dope. I took a picture of the rest, or some of the other SH figure arts that are coming out for Dragon Ball Z, and I don't know if I've said this before. This is gonna sound, I hope, you know, anybody doesn't feel any way about it, but I've never, and I've said it before, I've never really watched Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I've watched a couple episodes here and there, but never like consecutively and followed the story and understand who's who and what's what. I really haven't, and that's kind of messed up. The thing is that the figures are off the hook. They're some of my favorite figures, and so that I'm going to continue collecting the figures with the intention of eventually, you know, watching the series. You know, it's just so much that happens that I'm going, you know, that in my life that sometimes I just don't have, and then it's not the easiest thing to find as well. It's not like I can go on Netflix, because if it was on Netflix, I would have been done watching. It's just some other steps, and some people give me websites, and I'll go there, and then it just doesn't work out for whatever reason. But definitely the upcoming wave of those are on point. I saw for the first time the McFarlane, like those little play sets that they're gonna have. They're pretty dope, man. They're small. They're real small, though. I think the action figures are about 2 inches. They're tiny. But you know, it was dope. You know, it looked kind of dope, and you know, it's little tiny statues. It's like 2-inch statues. So whatever you do, it's not gonna be much ACBA, because there is no articulation pretty much. But they look good. What else did I see? NECA. I saw some NECA. I took some pictures of a NECA leather face, kind of with a dial type thing in the background. I'm not sure if the dial's gonna be something that's gonna be part of it or not, or if it was just for their, you know, just for the show. There was also man, was it a Jason? Was it a Jason or Freddy? But anyway, there was a couple things that kind of stuck out, and again, I don't think I hit up every single booth. I'm pretty sure I did. I know I missed some. So tomorrow, I'm assuming that as we're rolling in a pack, we're gonna be yeah, we're gonna roll in the pack. So I'm assuming we'll touch base on every single you know, inch of that place. So kind of looking forward to that again, and that'll be cool. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff that stuck out. You know, cosplay, you know, outfits were off the hook. There was, this year, maybe I just haven't, in the past, really haven't focused on it. But there was a lot of skimpy outfits on some females that I was like, whoa. And I mean, maybe it's like that all the time, and it's for the first time I kind of saw it, and I was like, damn. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. Pretty easy to get into the con. I remember last year, it kind of directed me to go to one section of it, and I had to walk a little further down. I think almost a block and a half. You know, New York City blocks are pretty big. This year wasn't like that. You know, as soon as I got to the entrance, to the front, you got to scan your card. That's pretty much it. When you leave, you're required to scan your card as well. So it was pretty cool in terms of getting in and out of the con. So. Alright, man, so this part 1 of this NYCC Trilogy. Part 2 will be tomorrow when I go back to the con. I'm gonna try to catch a panel of Wolverine in terms of the death of Wolverine and the comic book series that's happening right now. Some of the creators are gonna come to the table and talk about that and talk about, you know, his past and so forth. So I'm curious to kind of hear, you know, to get in there. So I'm gonna try to make it to the con by 10 or so I can kind of get in that line. I think it opens up at 11. And I don't know if I can get footage of that. I'm pretty sure I can't. Maybe I could. If I could, then some of it will be on part 2. If not, then I'll let y'all know. Alright, peace.